guys, Miss Smith. All right, so this is part 3, and it was our last part on this video. Okay, so today we are going to add a row of objects. We are going to add a fence, and then any other details that you want. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of those things. To make it easier, I'm actually going to get a second sheet of paper because mine's kind of full. All right, so I'm going to create a new horizon line. I'll show you how to do it on here, and then I'll add it to my drawing. Okay, I'm just going to add a road just real quick. I'm not going to do the center line, and I'm going to add a sidewalk. My road's kind of skinny. Okay, so I'll make my sidewalk skinny too. Okay, I'm not going to do an edge or anything because I'm not actually going to keep this paper. All right, so a row of objects. So when I look out my back porch, I have like a row of power lines. And so you might be able to find something. You might see a row of mailboxes or a row of trees, especially if you have if you're in a city where the trees were planted on purpose. Like when we go into our school by the tennis courts, they've got crepe myrtle trees that are planted, and they were planted in a row. So when they're planted in an organized fashion, then they're going to use the vanishing point. If they're just randomly planted, then that will not use the vanishing point necessarily. So I'm going to draw just a little basic tree. And as I have graded at this point, I've graded the majority. I call these cloud trees because there's just like a little cloud on top, just basic tree. I've graded the majority of your work, and you're doing really good. Just make sure that when things are supposed to stand up, that they go vertical. For example, right now, if you do trees on yours and you draw your trees where they've got a slant to them, that tree looks like it's in the middle of falling down. Now, if I put it all the way horizontal, that tree has fallen down. Okay, that tree is on its way. And that tree standing up. So you have to make sure that it's vertical. That's very, very important. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line from the top of my tree. That does not go to my vanishing point. Let's try that again. Okay, to my vanishing point, I'm going to go from the bottom to my vanishing point. Sometimes I even go from the middle to the vanishing point. All right, so what these lines are going to help me do are draw more trees that get smaller going back, and it helps guide me on how small they should get. Okay. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do another one. And I'm going to do another one. And another one, and another one. Okay. And then after I'm finished, I would erase those lines because those were just guidelines. The tree in itself, it is organic and it is round. It is not a geometric shape. So that is not something that we would actually take to the vanishing point. But we can take a row of trees to a vanishing point. Okay, so now I have a row. So I could do anything like that. Sometimes I'm just going to do like a real simplified, silly kind of street light. Not like, doesn't necessarily look realistic, but just to give you another idea. All right, so if I had that street light, pretend like this is has some thickness to it so that it's actually like mounted in the ground. And then I would take the top to my vanishing point. I would take the bottom to my vanishing point. And I would even take that right there in the vanishing point. That helps me know where to turn it. Notice it's going vertical because I want it to look like it's standing. A little slanted just a tiny bit. So now as I draw more, I'm not going to make them actually three-dimensional because I'm just wanting to show you guys quickly. Okay, and so now they look like they're going back in space in an organized way. Because if I were to walk up to this one in theory is the same size as that one. It just looks smaller because it is further away. Okay, so, all right, so let's see. That's a row of objects. So I don't care what it is that you draw to make your row of objects. I've seen people do lots of different things. Sometimes people will put trash cans, so each of their buildings has a trash can. Just keep it simplified and you can decorate it out. And then they'll use their vanishing point. Because in our city, our trash cans would all, in theory, be the same size, but as they get further away, they get smaller. So you can add anything that you want into here to make it look like it's getting smaller. What do I want to add? I think I'm going to add the street lights. So I'm going to add a street light. So last night it took hours to download that video to actually get it posted. So I don't want to draw so much that this video ends up being too long. Okay. And I use these lines. So now if I wanted another one here at the end of my building. And of course it's going to get even thinner. So even if this one has some thickness to it, this one's going to get even thinner because as things get smaller, farther away, they're going to get smaller. There's my line. Okay. A series of 3 would be adequate enough to show that you understand this concept. All right. And so then the next thing would be a fence. So let me show you on here because I'm only going to do a small fence over here that goes behind my art shop there because I've just kind of ran out of room. So if your sidewalk lays down, then our fence has to stand up. So we've got horizontal lines, horizontal, and then we've got vertical, but it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to just create a rectangle and I'm going to take the corners. It almost lines up with what I had in there. And then you can just finish it off. I'll finish it off right here. And now I've got like a wall that's going behind. Again, use your ruler if you can. Helps it be more accurate. Okay. So now I've kind of got a wall. Now if you had the front of your fence, you know, if I wanted the front of my fence to go across here, it's just straight because anything that's just facing us is straight. But the walls of the fence would go back to the vanishing point. So maybe I could end it right there. Where could you use this? I'm going to add one to mine. And so I've got kind of like a fence. So maybe, you know, I don't have too many people like around the back door of my building. But maybe you want to do like an enclosed playground. I'll be honest, if we were in the classroom, I usually put zombies in here because I'm a big Walking Dead fan. So I usually do that. Okay, so this corner going to my vanishing point is going to help me know where to end all of this. Okay, now if you wanted a picket fence, you know, your pickets would be normal here. You could draw your pickets. Back here, your pickets, you would want to use your vanishing point from your first picket, and then these lines will just go straight. If you had a brick wall, everything on the side, remember, it's going to go to your vanishing point. But then the lines for the bricks would go straight down. Okay. If If you end up with any specific questions on how do I draw this kind of fence or that kind of fence, I don't mind you asking me, and we can do whatever we need to do for me to show you. I can make a video just for you and I can post it, or maybe we could even do like a Zoom meeting or something, but we can do anything if you find that you are lost. The internet has a lot of things too that you can look up, but I am more than happy to help you. All right, so if I were going to put I'm just going to put a wall back here. Okay. So that you can't get behind my building. I'm just kind of messing there because I don't really have a lot of space. I should have thought about that. If we were at school, I would just erase and give myself more paper, but I'm not at school. So then the last thing that you want to do is just add any details. So the thing that makes your city fun, you know, if let's pretend like these are glass doors and maybe I've got an open sign. Oh, you know what? This would have like a walkway to it coming from the building. It's going to go to my vanishing point. You can't do this. I have students do that in class. That doesn't look correct. That looks like my first grade daughter came in here and did it right. So it's going to go straight here. And then the line's going back. These can go straight. All right, so maybe there's a walkway. Maybe I want to add like a bush. Let's put a bush in here. Just make it all weak. We can put bush on each side. Maybe we've got, you know, some kind of sign is posted. Now, if it's something that small away, you're going to lose detail. So maybe there is a sign posted here, but we can't read it because it's really small. The letters are small, so I'm just going to do little squiggles like you might see in a cartoon. Again, I might not want people to bring their trash into my store, so I might add a trash can. Okay, maybe it could open here in the front. Maybe somebody has already littered on my ground. Oh, I hate litter. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I want a place for people to sit. So maybe I can have like a bench coming down. That might be a little big proportionately. So now if people are waiting and they want to have a little seat, they can. Okay, so you can think of things that you can add to your city that would make it more interesting. And think about the things that you would see in a city and just kind of go from there. Sometimes I like to, if I think of one, you know, think of bushes. Well, then I think about, well, where else might I see some bushes? If you want to add anything back here, sometimes I have students that want to do kind of like a skyline back here. They really wouldn't be that big because they're so far away. They're going to be really small. You know, you're just going to have like really small ones. You could add some clouds up here, but you can also be creative. Maybe we've got a UFO attacking. Put a little alien in there. So you decide what it is that you want to add. Woo. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted with my drawing. You decide what it is that you want to add to finish off your drawing, and then post your finished one to me. You might even post your finished one to the stream if you want to show it off to the other people that are drawing with us, because that would be pretty fun. And then we're going to start a new one, I guess, tomorrow. So you guys let me know if you have any questions. You guys are doing great. I'm really proud of you, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.